Welcome back to a new episode of In My Humble Opinion, brought to you by Unfiltered Media. It's March 15th, and it's a beautiful Tuesday day outside. If you haven't got you some sunlight, make sure you go do that. If you haven't put no work in, please go ahead and do that first. But the guest I have here right now, he is no stranger to hard work. He's from Arlington, Texas, HBCU Legacy All-American, 4-time All-SWAC. Should have been first last year, but we're not going to speak on that. And this year, I said I was going to bring heavy hitters on the show, but this man right here, he might be the heaviest hitter of them all. Michael Badejo, man, welcome to the show.
Man, I appreciate you, bro.
No doubt. And since you've been on here, I'm going to kind of make it a little different for you. Start you with a little question. Start, bench, cut. Julius Peppers, Prom DeMarcus Ware, or Dwight Freeney?
You're going to start Julius.
I like that.
You're going to start him for sure. Give me them again.
Julius Peppers, Prom DeMarcus Ware, or Dwight Freeney?
Oh,
Gotta make you think a little bit to start off. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna keep what I said at first. This is hard though. Ooh,
I'm
hard.
you,
I don't know why you did me like this. We gonna have to come back to this.
I
don't know why you did me like this. That's hard though. That is hard because I can mix it up, but I know people gonna be watching. They're gonna be like, "Really, bro?" We gonna have to come back to this.
People might hate my list though because I said start Peppers like you said, bench Freeney and cut DeMarcus Ware because I'm an Eagles fan. So screw the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I gotta keep the guys out here. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you, bro. So, I'm a Cowboys fan, so we're gonna battle.
Are you a Cowboy fan?
For sure, bro.
I smooth didn't know that, man. I should have looked into this before I bought you on, man. I'm sorry. But no, real talk though. So with you being from Arlington, Texas, everybody says Texas is the mecca of football. Like no matter where you're at in Houston, Austin, Texas got some footballers, Dallas, Arlington. Describe your experience growing up in high school football in Arlington.
So high school football just in Texas, period, bro. It's just insane. It's just a lot of competitiveness. Everybody trying to get after it, bro. Like it's just a different type of mindset when somebody's just trying to get to state playoffs, win the championship, in the division. It's just like somebody has love for the game hard more than other states. I can speak for myself playing football in Texas because, everybody's just a go-getter. You can even have, everybody got that weakest link on their team, but no matter what, he a go-getter at the end of the day because, he's surrounded by, leaders that want to go get it. So it's really competitive and very aggressive, bro.
Every great player growing up, like if you want to be a great player, you have to study the greats before you. And with you being a prominent rush in, who were some of your favorite players growing up that you kind of emulate your game from?
Yeah, so, I watch a lot of like TJ Watt, that guy go crazy, a lot of Aaron Donald, and Khalil Mack, people like them, they play with a lot of energy, they're aggressive, they get off the ball and they're versatile, so they move around a lot. So, people like them, I kind of shape my game like them.
It's funny that you said that because I was keeping up with all the NFL trades going on. I was looking at what's going on in Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Chargers. They got Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, just got J.C. Jackson with Derwin James sitting over there as safety.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that'll be the best rush combo in the league going in this year? I think so.
Yeah, I'll say like they're definitely up there, like probably top 3. Because with that package going in there, I don't know. That's a scary look when you think about it. When I seen that, I was just like, man, like, shoot, I'm trying to see what's going on. Like, I know everybody hype about that too.
No, for real. My homeboy Isaiah, he's a big time Chargers fan, and I was making fun of him for years about the Chargers, but this year they look pretty serious. Like I kind of had sweat dripping down my head when I saw it.
It's different. When I seen it, I was like, yeah, I'm excited to see this.
No doubt. So with you coming to TSU for your final couple years in college, how would you rate your experience there? Because I understand it is an excitement being around your own people, having the best support that you could have there. But there were some years that there were some struggles. And talking specifically about the year you had before the last year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, despite going through those struggles, so to speak, how were you guys able to keep up that camaraderie? Because losing always breaks the team apart. But you guys stay tight knit together in order to make a turnaround the next year. So, how would you describe your overall experience at TSU?
Really, like I said, as soon as I stepped on campus, it was just an amazing feeling. Very family like coming in there and just basically coming in and not feeling like I'm alone. That's just coming with just being at TSU. Now we talk about football. I knew when I stepped in, I knew there had to be a change made just because of the vibe when I walked in. Obviously that's how it is with every team, new team you walk into. There's always a vibe that needs to be changed. Because TSU, obviously, that's a team that's never satisfied. They're always trying to get it, but there's always stuff that we're missing. Obviously, I can't do everything. My teammates, not one person can do everything. It all comes as a group. So when that being said, going through that whole process with them through weight room, summer training, all that, started to get things going, PRPs, and spring ball going into the season. Like you start seeing the little things that the team there was no bond. There was no communication in there. Once we had that, when we started to get that going, that's when you start to see a growth, from that 2019 season to that last season I just had. You've seen a big growth because we all bonded. We started doing some stuff outside of football, like main event, a lot of bowling, going to teammates' cribs, just chilling and all that. But all it takes is a bond. That's how simple it is. Once you bond with your teammates, man, you're unstoppable.
When you say bond, like I envision guys like, having a good time on the sidelines, celebrating every play, and one game that I really seen you guys bond come to fruition was a Southern game. And everybody from TSU knew how important that game was, especially for the morale of the team. But going going into that Southern game, and it was at your hometown too. Like I vividly remember that. Describe your feeling getting a major win like that for TSU on your home floor.
Man, that's a feeling I'll never forget, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, because usually we're playing at Cotton Bowl, but we played in Arlington, bro. I'm down the street from their stadium, and it was just an amazing feeling. I probably had like shoot the whole city of Arlington at that game. That was pretty cool, and coming out with a dub, bro. Like that's something I'll never forget. And like I said, it all came to just us bonding, bro. That's all it took. Just making sure we stay on track. We go score. Everybody, calm down, calm down. We supposed to do that. I don't get excited because boom, they go back and score. We getting too excited, you know what I'm saying? So everybody just started to be very humble, just calm down. And, the scoreboard did his job.
Facts. And that game was extremely crazy in the fourth quarter too, because I remember the refs try to do y'all in a little bit on one
Oh,
play. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
yes, bro.
It was a very high octane feeling game, and that's something I'll never forget. And it was because of you, man. Your talent, your passion, your heart. Like you made that game something to die for, to fight for. And once you guys actually got that dub, the whole campus was lit.
Yeah,
Oh,
with stuff like that, you just got to train, bro. There's gonna be times that's kind of like our strength conditioning coach, Coach Phillips. That's when he talks about like I feel like sometimes some of my teammates don't listen to what he has to say, but he be spitting some wisdom. He basically was saying like you got to treat you like this is fourth quarter every time we in the weight room, overtime every time we in the weight room, and it's gonna pay off in the field. And that's what happened. Everybody started paying attention, started locking in. What I'm saying? We got that dub.
facts. And this team next year got a bright future. There's a lot of young guys being added on, and I'm really excited to see where this team goes next year.
Yeah, they definitely
So,
gonna do really well. Yeah, you got all those young guys coming in. Even with the season I just finished, we had a whole bunch. We had more young guys than older guys on the team, and you see
mhm.
how we did like overall. Not even the overall with the overall, but just the little parts of just playing defense, offense, special teams. Like everybody's pitching in.
Facts. So after you capped off your college career, you were blessed to be able to invite it to the HBC Legacy Bowl. So describe your experience there and what were some of the biggest key things that you learned from being at the Legacy Bowl?
Yeah, that was an amazing experience, bro. Just and the fact that it was the first one they had, so it was, that's a huge feeling to go in there and be, first player to be able to attend that, But the whole experience that was a pretty live experience, bro. From just having a busy schedule, meeting other guys from the SWAT, getting to know each other, connection. That's my biggest thing. I always want to build a connection. I'm not that guy to go in there and just act like I'm so hard, like I'm the best, but I go in there and make some connections. That was huge. I think the biggest takeaway I take from that, besides football, was the career fair they had there. They had a career fair. I think like not just for us, but they had like for other like HBCU students that came in there. But it was huge. They had over like I think 20 or 30 businesses in there. It
Oh,
was huge. That was like probably my biggest thing. I was in there with my little iPad and went to probably every station in there just to get some information and give them my information. That was my biggest thing. 'Cause after football, I'm gonna be hitting them up saying like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on? You still got this going?" That's my biggest thing.
I was always curious too. If football wasn't in the picture, who would Michael Badejo be? Because I feel like people that don't know you personally don't know how goofy you could be or how much of a people person you are. So,
Yeah.
what are some other skills that you have aside from football that you feel like you can cultivate on?
Yeah, I think I'm a person that gives back. That's probably my biggest thing. I just love giving back. Besides sports and everything, I just love giving back. I always wanted to be a recruiting coordinator. For college sports or pro sports. That's just something I always wanted to do. Before I started playing football. But I always want to be that person that gives back and make sure that that high school student or that transfer guy from a JUCO or whatever. Make sure that he's comfortable on where he's about to go. I don't want him being in that dark place, knowing he's alone. I want that. I want people to know that I can be that mentor. I can be that guy that that's always supporting you.
What is the importance of being consistent in this realm? Because right now you getting ready to go to the NFL, the top league of all leagues, and there's a lot of kids going up in Texas that say, "Oh, I want to do this. I want to be a professional," but they're scared to put in the work. You know. So, how important is consistency for you to tell these young guys like, "Hey, if you really want to do this, you have to bust your ass and do this, this, and that." Like, how important is that for you?
Man, that's huge because it's gonna be days where you wake up and you don't feel like working at all. You don't feel like going to practice. It's gonna be days. Them days is gonna come, and that's pretty much it's gonna show you, how much you love the game of whatever you play. Once you overcome that day, you pretty much can overcome any day that comes your way. So that's really the big thing. Because obviously you can wake up feeling good to go practice, have a good day, and then the next day you don't feel like going. You beat that, man. You know what I'm saying? The rest is history.
Facts. And there's some days where I feel like that too. I'm trying to go to the weight room. I'm trying to get this work in, but I'm like, damn, I feel beat. My body hurts.
I'm
But that's
telling
what
you,
I gotta
bro.
get through.
I'm telling you, I probably have more days like that than regular days, but shoot, you gotta get it, man.
Facts. And by any means necessary. So after the end of your final year, there's a lot of training that you were doing outside the field. I noticed that you were working with James Jefferson. You know, there's a lot of things that you have to change athletic wise in order to, step up your body to the next level. So, what were some of the skills that you've been working on to improve as a pass rusher?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, shout out James. I've been with him since I think when COVID started and we had that COVID season. I've been with him, kind of took me in and we kind of went off from there. But, we've been doing a lot of explosive stuff, working on just little things, nothing with like how we do, if we was at TSU, going from lightweight to heavyweight. It's none of that. It's more so just if we're doing weights, it's more so of a lightweight that you run it up with a lot of reps. So it's more so of explosive stuff, a lot of quickness, because that's my biggest thing. I want to gain more. I want to gain more speed and have quicker feet when it comes to getting off the ball and getting to that to that sack. So he definitely helped me out being more explosive.
And I also want to talk about this too. How important is it to keep a stable diet? Because as an athlete, well, as you get older, especially, you notice that you can't eat certain foods that you used to while going to work out too. Like I know back in high school, we could be at the gym all day and scarf down a whole box of pizza. But if we try to do it now, we'll be sluggish for the rest of the week. So how important is diet for you to balance all that out in order to go to the next level?
Yeah, it's huge when it comes to what you put in your body. I was definitely that guy. I can't even front. I was definitely that guy that still do all those workouts, but I'll go eat them fried foods and all that. I was
Mhm.
definitely that guy. I think I started to feel it. I started to understand the game more recently. As soon as like I was getting close to the end of this season that just passed by, I started to understand the fact that okay, I need to start putting like more good stuff in my body after all this workout I be doing because I'm putting all this bad stuff in me, and boom, now I'm getting these little achy pains here and here. So, that's really important. And shout out to my girl for that because, she be cooking real good. So we've been staying
Mhm.
away from fried food for a minute now. So I appreciate her.
Hey, shout out to the ones that know how to cook a home cooked meal because they are the real MVPs. No doubt.
Facts.
I
Facts.
promise you. So if you were sitting down with an NFL scout right now, and you guys are breaking down film of your past season, which trait from your game would stand out to them the most?
Shoot, my energy. My energy. I always play with energy, just running to the ball. Always, when the ball is thrown away from me, I'm running to the ball, trying to be the first one there, trying to be the DB because they fast, but I'm just trying to be the first one there all the time. Just a guy that plays with a lot of energy, and never take a play off.
So what kind of play do you envision yourself being in the NFL? Do you see yourself as like a 4-3 outside rush linebacker or a 3-4 rush in? Like what kind of style fits your play the most?
Shoot, pretty much both. I ain't gonna lie. I could be that, that four down. I could be that end. That's a four down. I could be that linebacker, outside linebacker, on a 4-3. And then, just like you just said, a 3-4. I can be that outside linebacker, outside end, coming off the edge of the pass rush. Like I kind of been in both those situations, at TSU and at SMU. So I just feel like wherever they throw me at, they're gonna get the best.
So let's say you went to the park right now, like an open field park. You have to call up 7 of your homeboys to play 7-on-7. Who would you be? Who would be in your lineup and why?
Seven of my homeboys. Well, that's the I don't think I got seven close homeboys. I don't got a lot of friends. I ain't gonna lie to you, but
I got you.
I definitely call it. Teammates that just play with like Tim, DeMonterio. A lot of D linemen because I always be with D linemen all the time. But you got Giles. Josh Murray. You got guys like that. We're gonna throw some O linemen in there. We're gonna throw in Nate Hines. I don't care. We need some O linemen there. Drake Centers. You need guys like that. We're gonna get some conditioning in. So, but people like that, I want all them big guys. We're gonna get it in. If I'm going against skill guys, they're gonna be scared of me. They're not gonna be shaking their feet, and I'm gonna give them quick. But
Nah, facts. So, with your upbringing, with you having Nigerian descent, you are mostly known to be intelligent, prideful group of people, and that goes back to your mother. And I always see her on Twitter and stuff all the time, commenting back on on TSU stuff. I even seen her get into it with a fan one time. I forgot what the conversation was, but it was something to that nature a few years ago.
Yeah.
Growing up, what was some of the most important lessons that you gotten from your mother that stuck with you to you now as a grown man?
Really, bro, just the people I hang with. She always mentioned like you need to be, put yourself around the right people, that want to be successful in life. And at that time, like I didn't understand it. I felt like the people I was hanging with was good people, that would be successful. But no shade on anybody. She was kind of right about all that. So it just came to a point where I had to push myself out of like certain circles and get with the right circle. And shoot, I'm being like very successful now, very humble now, just because of her, because she told me to, get with the right circle. And the circle I've been with, they kind of been pushing me more than I ever been pushed before.
I see. And going to the NFL, there's always that question of, once I get a certain amount of money or get to the certain status, people are going to switch up on me, but that's natural. Every time you excel yourself in your own profession, people switch up.
Yeah.
So how would you say that, like, what are your expectations for that going into the NFL? Because I figure it might happen at some point.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of just, things like that happen. You go to the NFL, things are going well for you. People see you doing good things, and then you knock it down to your circle. I feel like with my circle, they kind of stay true. But who knows? You just never know with stuff like this. But I feel like, the circle I'm in, they kind of stay true of who I am. I'll never be that guy to just, act like I'm too good for them. Or with them, just you're not showing love to me no more. I don't know if I'll ever get that type of feeling from them. But obviously with the associates and all that coming around, you definitely gonna get that. You definitely gonna get them saying like you think you big time or stuff like that. Like that's the biggest thing. I'm a guy that always gives back. I always put others before myself. That's one thing my parents always taught me, and I kind of just ran off with that.
So what you thinking about other people and loving to give back, when you get your first NFL check, what would your first charity initiative be in order to give back?
Yeah, I definitely want to do something like a tours for tots, things like that. Definitely want to give back, like shoot, just to the city of Houston as well, just because I've been out here for a minute, and there's a lot that needs to be done. I want to be a part of that change.
It's crazy too, because if you walk around Third Ward or just drive around it, like you see a massive homeless population.
Yeah.
And that's something I always want to do too. I want to do like a little food drive to help get back to the homeless community, because there's a lot of changes that needs to be fixed in Houston, specifically the greater Third Ward area, because it's an area thriving with Black culture, but there's so many people out there not getting the exact opportunities that like me and you get.
Yeah.
So it's important to build that up.
Yeah, I know when when I see and I take that what you said. When I see stuff like that, it's just like, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? Like when I just be like, I can't wait. Once I'm settled, once I'm stable, like I can't wait. I'll be back. That's that feeling I always get. Me and my girl just be driving the car, and it's just always that feeling of like, dang, like just wait, like we gonna get you. You don't even got to be that person, just as a whole. Like,
Right.
sooner or later.
Yeah. But that sooner is gonna come pretty fast.
Yeah,
Definitely come fast. I mean, the draft's gonna be in a few months. There's gonna be teams calling you. Like that moment's gonna come, bro.
yeah.
Trust.
Well, definitely, bro. I appreciate you.
No doubt, no doubt. So, what is some of the most hard hitting life advice that you got into the NFL? Like the harsh reality of it, because like everybody said, at the end of the day, it's a business. I mean, you see Bobby Wagner. He played for Seattle for 10 plus years, made all pros and everything. They didn't even tell him that he was getting released.
Yeah.
So, what would you say was been like the best realistic advice that you got for the NFL?
Yeah, I think it's probably one thing, and it's probably been stuck in my head, is that you're gonna get cut before you settle up with a team. Like a lot of things they told me is don't get satisfied with once you get the opportunity. Don't get satisfied. You need to make your name known and make sure you good where you at before you can say this is home. Because I know I've seen a lot. A lot of people get cut before they can ever say like this is where they're gonna be at for the next 3 plus 5 years. So after hearing that a lot and getting closer to the draft, I kind of understand the game more of and the knowledge of like how people get cut. You can get cut from the second you walk in. The second that practice is over, you can get cut. So, it's more so just being consistent with what you do.
Have you been talking to fellow prospects about the NFL or some guys that's active in the league now giving you advice?
Yeah, I really been talking to guys that's active in the league. One guy, Cortland Sutton, I went to SMU with him and his mom and my mom are pretty much best friends. So I've pretty much been talking to him like constantly. You got another guy, Delonte Scott, played with him at SMU, played the same position. Uh, he pretty much been giving me a lot of knowledge too. His process of being released from one team and then went to another, but he's still doing good. He's still out there, doing his grind. So I kind of just been talking to them and just getting that knowledge.
And quick big shout out to Cortland Sutton, man. I mean, he literally got a blessing in his lap with Russell Wilson. He might be playing in the Super Bowl, AFC Conference Championship. Like it might get scary out there in Denver. So shout out.
I'm telling you, it's gonna get scary. I can't wait to see it all.
No doubt. So what's the biggest? So once you make it to the NFL, what is the biggest adjustment that you have to make skill wise on the field? Because right now we're playing in the league that, to some people's viewpoint, is going soft. You know what I mean? So like you could barely touch quarterbacks, and if you do something little, slap them on the shoulder pad, that's roughing the passer.
Yeah.
So what's some of the things that you feel like you have to adjust the most once you step into the league?
Yeah, kind of what you just said, those little rules that they made, when it comes to like hitting the quarterback and stuff, certain stuff like that. But then I think also too is part of the tempo. The tempo is going to be definitely a different speed, and learning the playbook faster than what you're doing in college. They probably give you a big playbook on a Monday and probably want you to know it by Friday. So just basically just adjusting to the speed. But when it comes to that, you got a mindset of just knowing that everything's going to be faster, everything's going to be way different. You just got to go in and do what you got to do.
Big facts. So I'm gonna kind of play a little game right now too. I'm gonna say some random players in the league, and I kind of want you to tell me the first thing that you think of when you hear those guys' names. Aaron Donald,
Aggressive,
TJ Watt.
fast.
I agree. Joey Bosa,
Oh, he boss. I give him. He aggressive, yeah.
Von Miller.
Shoot, energy, energy.
He does bring a lot of energy on the field too. That's one thing I noticed.
A lot of energy. When I met him in person too, I think they played Houston, yeah. That guy just has a lot of energy, just where he plays. And then after when I went to when I was talking to Cortland, because they had played the Broncos, and I was I'm tripping. They had played the Texans, but I was talking to them, and I was just like, dang, like he's not that tall or nothing, but dang, like this dude got a lot of energy, like just there with all the people. I'm just like, this is crazy. I just feel like bro, like that's me. Like I'm looking at myself. You know,
Did he give you any advice or anything when you guys met, or it was just a simple like hi and bye type of thing?
no. Me, I like to make connections, bro. So I was talking, trying to. I know he had a lot of people in his face, but he kind of just seemed like my size, and he was just like, "Where you play at?" And I was like, "I play at TSU," and he was just like, "I gotta show my love to the HBCU." But I just kind of just told him like, "How do you like? What do you do to stay consistent? Like what's the little things that you do? You know?" And he kept telling me like, recovery is more than just going to the gym. You need to take care of your body before you just go to the gym. So I kind of just took that in.
I see. That's real advice though, because that definitely is important. You can easily overwork yourself in the league, especially all that hard hitting, physical, aggressive play. Like you gotta have that time to rest.
Yeah, and it's crazy because when he said that, I kind of seen some posts or something on Twitter about like taking care of your body more than hitting the field, and I'm just like, this is serious, like it's a real deal.
When you hear about, and just going a little off the grid here, when you hear about players retiring early, like a Barry Sanders, a Calvin Johnson, even Aaron Donald rumored that he was going to retire after this year, but everybody's saying, "Oh, you still got a few more years left." Would you say that's because of the physicality of the league, or it's all about preserving your body? Like, what's your viewpoint on that angle?
I just feel like when it comes to it, it's kind of how much your body can take. Cause obviously we only see Sundays, but they're grinding, bro. Like they're grinding. They probably grinding all day. So I don't know like an actual schedule, but they're probably grinding all day. There's a lot on their body. Of course they're doing recovery and stuff, but that's a lot on your body that you're taking in. So I feel like it kind of comes down to just how your body's feeling. You can go speak with a doctor and he might say, "Oh, this might be your last year." Obviously, doctors is not too accurate, but they could tell you this might be your last year. Just the way you be moving and stuff, you can rehab and all that, but you also have more life after football. So you don't want to put yourself in that situation so where it's like your body's all messed up and you can't even live your life. So I feel like it just comes down to how your body feels.
Facts. And I know your career is still premature, but out of all your experiences in football growing up, like all the life lessons you learned, what's the most uncomfortable truth that you have to accept?
Uh, Most uncomfortable truth that you gotta accept. I feel like when it comes to it, there's always gonna be somebody better than you at that point. Even coming here at TSU, I didn't think I was just gonna come here and just be the best. I know I was gonna make an impact, but I didn't think I was gonna come in here and just be the best. Like I'm a confident player, but I'm not gonna go in here and act like not everybody in here is great. So I just feel like wherever you go, there's always somebody in front of you, and that kind of gives you like a push, a pull to know that all right, like now when I step to where I land, obviously I'm gonna land wherever, and I'm gonna see all these vets. I'm gonna be like, dang, I was just watching y'all on TV. I know how y'all roll. So now y'all give me an extra push for what I thought in the past to keep pushing myself to get where y'all at, so I can get a chance.
Right. Because there's a lot of guys going into college, even the NFL, with like a big swole head because they were ranked high nationally in high school. They were praising college or what have you. But once they get to the NFL, you literally like you literally just another player. So I feel like a lot of guys like they don't realize how big the NFL is, like how much cluster of talent is there. So it's important to have that mindset of like, oh, I'm just here to learn and I'm here to just get everything I can. Because a lot of guys really miss out on great careers because of that mindset.
Yeah, and that's a different mindset to have. It's really hard. It's really hard on an athlete to have that type of mindset just because like it's not easy. But once you kind of master it, it's only up from there. But it is a hard mindset to have.
That's a fact. That's a big fact. So this is kind of my last question too. What advice would you give your 13-year-old self? Because I feel like a lot of guys as grown men, like we don't think about just sitting there and just be blessed and fortunate of our lives, because a lot of people have mental health issues thinking that, oh, I'm not where I'm supposed to be, or my life's supposed to end up like this. But at the end of the day, our younger selves are looking at us like we're the coolest people in the world. So
Yeah,
what advice would you tell about your younger self, or tell
sure.
previous younger self?
Yeah, be consistent. Be consistent. I know somebody kind of asked me that, and I kind of get emotional when I think of that because it's just like be consistent. Like that would take you so much and so far. You don't know where you can go. It would just take you so far. Like I know it came to a lot when I seen in high school. A like talent, like it was like talent and with hard work, like hard work beats talent, stuff like that. I'm just like, that's crazy because I know when it came to it, I was that guy that just had that talent. Like I wasn't really doing all that hard work, you know. But if I would have stayed consistent, man, it would have been a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? But being consistent, definitely.
What made you finally lock in and say, "Oh, like I'm really ready to die about this sport. Like this is something I'm really like. This is what God blessed me to do." Like, what made you sit there and think, like, "Man, like I could really go far with this."
Yeah, so I feel like in high school, we just all having fun, but I'm still trying to make it, trying to get something, trying to make something shake. The offers was coming in, I truly didn't feel like I had that feeling of I love this game. It was more so just me having fun. My body was fresh. I was good, so I was just having fun. College offers came around. Went with SMU. When I was there starting as a freshman, like I knew everybody's mindset was different than mine because I can tell that when I walked in, they worked harder than me when I walked in. So going through that summer workouts and all that, my whole mindset just changed. Just working out with them and trying to get it. So that's when the love started coming in. Like, man, it was like because I was a freshman, so there's plenty of days where it's just like I don't feel like going, I don't feel like doing this. But I'm going and I'm working out with the seniors because I always wanted to be surrounded with like the older guys because they've been here for a minute. So being with them a lot was changing the aspect how I looked at the game. So after that, freshman and sophomore season, I was just like, this is something I really want to do. This is something I want to take off and do. Because after that freshman season, I seen the pro day. They had an SMU sophomore season, seen the pro day. So I'm just like, bro, I have a chance. I have an opportunity to make it to the next level. I just gotta be consistent. You know what I'm saying? They calling my name out. I'm making a sack. I'm getting TFLs. They're calling my name out. I can actually make this work. When I transferred to TSU, I think that process of transferring to TSU, that's when I really found out I love the game. The whole, like I said, I wanted to be a recruiting coordinator. I was in the dark. I was alone in that whole transfer process. It was just me and my family at that point. It was a dark, lonely spot. When I found out TSU was my home, it was just like, as soon as I step in, there's nothing but grind mode. I'm gonna be straining myself, taking care of my body, a lot of things. I kind of want to just be like a working example for my teammates that I'm about to meet. Because obviously they're gonna know, oh, you coming from SMU, like how is it different from TSU? I'm spending that knowledge to them what I learned so we can bond and win some games. So I think definitely I fell in love with the game when I was in that dark transfer portal going to TSU.
Man. And it's crazy because like I was talking about this in my last interview. At 16, 17 years old, you're tasked with making one of the biggest decisions of your life. And to me, that's crazy because you can easily just, commit to one school, but the system is just all messed up. They don't put you in the right scheme. Coaching is bad. Once you transfer, like you really get ahead of the game. But it's crazy, like at 16 and 17, like you don't really know that yet until you get that experience.
Yeah, and like I said, the game is just getting better and better. To open up the transfer portal, I think where you can leave and go play with somebody else like right away. Like obviously, when I was doing that, you couldn't do that. You have to literally sit out a year and then come back and play. I think they changed that rule right after that 2018 season. So, like I said, the game is changing.
Facts. But regardless, man, you about to be an NFL player, man. Regardless of all the grind, you made it here today. So my final question for you. If you had one dream team to specifically pick, and I feel like looking at your sweatshirt, I feel like
Man, when it comes to the dream team, like I said, I'm from Arlington, so it would be cool to play for the Cowboys. But I think, going through this process and being in Texas so long, I do want a different scenery. So, like I said, it would be amazing to play for the city and all that. But I do want a different scenery. I don't know. I just feel like I'm about to land like in Florida somewhere, bro. Like, I don't know, with Jacksonville, with the Dolphins or the Tampa. I don't know. I just feel like I'm gonna land in Florida. I don't know. Like I've been having like a lot of dreams lately. Like I wake up and I'm in Florida. Like I don't know. But wherever I go, I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna show them that, you got the right guy. So
facts. And hey, you could be up in Tampa Bay winning a Super Bowl with Brady. I mean,
I'm telling you, I'll be live. I'll be live. His last shoot, and that I know it's gonna be his last season, but shoot, who knows? At that point.
Yeah, he retired for literally 2 months. He sat with his wife and kids and say, "Nah, this family life ain't for me."
Nah, I know. I seen that. I was like, hey, this guy's crazy. I was like, shoot, I'm not surprised though. I was just like, I felt like something was gonna happen, but
Mhm.
when it happened, I was just like, shoot, it's gonna be like I won't be surprised they make
Mhm.
the Super Bowl. I would not be surprised.
No doubt. Like I was looking at a chart, and every time Brady loses a playoff game, he wins the Super Bowl right after. So
Yeah,
you might be right.
I won't be surprised. I know everybody got their screenshots ready from that post, and they're gonna be like, yeah, this is really this, that, but
Mm.
I know they probably gonna make it up there. I won't be surprised.
Nah, big facts. But Badejo, man, I really appreciate you stopping by in my humble opinion. And I can't wait to look at this 5 years from now when you're a big NFL star. Be like, man, I'm the one that got to him first. But nah, it's a pleasure to know you, man, and being around you, man. You have an infectious personality and you just a real solid dude, man. So I wish many blessings to you in your career, like no doubt.
Man, I truly appreciate you, bro. I truly appreciate you having me on your show, bro. You've been showing love ever since I stepped in. So I appreciate that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I remember when you started and then how you are now. So you definitely making moves, bro. And I'm excited, for your future.
Man, I appreciate it, man. And hopefully one day I'll be at that sideline with you too. I mean, God willing.
Yeah, we gonna make it work, bro. We gonna make it work.
No doubt. So, guys, I appreciate you listening to In My Humble Opinion. You can find this interview on the Verbal Podcast Network. Just check out my playlist and you can have it here. You can also find us on YouTube, Apple, iHeartRadio, any platform you can find a podcast, you can find it right here. So, this is Wilson Cheney from In My Humble Opinion. And I will catch you guys next time.